She saw all our blood-stained bodies from the wire that had torn through our flesh. And she walked away. She didn't say nothing to the senior. She didn't tell us to go. She didn't do anything. Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, I'm Lydia Stanley. If you're not new, thank you so much for coming back to my video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my horror experience in boarding school. But before I go into talking about it, I just wanted to say I've missed you all so much and I've missed sitting down to talk. I promise I've been filming and I've been creating content, so get ready for bomb makeup content coming soon, coming your way, and vlogs as well. I've been enjoying vlogging. I just don't want to put a lot of vlogs out, even though I have a lot filmed. I just don't want to put out a lot so that, you don't just get used to just watching vlogs while I have makeup and other things to offer as well, if that makes sense. So please be patient with me, okay? Yeah, in today's video, I wanted to talk about something I never thought I was going to talk about. I never thought I was going to ever be I want to use less traumatized, but I should have brought tissue here. I'm not going to cry. I'm a strong girl. I've been giving myself low-key pep talks before starting the video. Plugging this hair. This hair is from Genius Wigs. I already filmed the tutorial for it, so it's coming. Once you see the video to this hair and you see the links, go and buy it. Can you look at my hairline? I know you're seeing it. I know. It's an upgrade. And it was so easy. Okay, Lydia, stop debating. Let's start the video. The weather is so cold now, right now in KD, and it's very dusty. So I'm having a lot of sinus stress and throat and cough and all of that. For someone that does have it a lot, because sometimes I have to wear masks in the house. It's that bad, even with closing all the windows. I'm deviating because I don't want to talk about this story. I don't know why all of a sudden I got scared. I think after I tell this story here today, I'm going to finally work on forgiving this person in this story time. So this, I'm trying to say, happened in 2005 or 2006. That's ending of September going into the new year, when new sessions start. If you're Nigerian, you understand. So I turned 10 in the August of that year, and I just entered into the secondary school. I'm the first child here, and then my parents, I don't know, first children, this, they like to use us to do experiment on some things. And my parents decided they wanted to send me to boarding school, but they didn't want to send me to one that was very far away. So they sent me to one that was close by in Zaria. They did their research, and then that time there was Federal Government College, Zaria. So all of a sudden, they just whisked me one Saturday, or was it Friday, and took me there. And upon getting there, I remember being very scared. I didn't know, I was scared. I cried when my mom left. I can remember in the principal's office when she was going, I was crying. I cried. I remember it so well. I kept begging her, please, I don't want to stay. Nigerian parents will never consider your feelings in any way. So I was begging her that I didn't want to stay, but obviously she's not going to listen to me. So she left, and that first night, with my new mattress that I just came with, the first thing that happened was that a senior came in the dorm that they kept us. A senior came to my bed and collected my brand new mattress and gave her own to me. That was my welcome to boarding school experience. They would, in the next few months, I would put my provisions in my locker and lock it. They would steal it. Stealing was the order of the day in boarding school, my goodness. They will open the padlock, and I don't want this talk story, I don't want this talk time to be too long, but they will steal stuff inside the locked locker. So that means they can break the locker, and they were children. So I kept remembering how I would be so broke, I would be so hungry, because the food in the cafeteria is barely enough, and the provisions are stolen, my money is stolen. Even my uniform. My father went and wrote my name, Lydia Stanley, on the what's it called? On the my shorts, my stockings, my skirts, everything, my whites. They would tell me why they were still stealing my name clothes from the line when I go to dry it. It was so horrific. And imagine a 10-year-old like experiencing all those things for the first time. Another thing that started happening was lesbians that were girls. Senior SS3 people, SS2, SS3 people that were lesbians will come and round us up that just came in. And then they'll tell us, come to my bed, come to my room. Some will be touching us, some will be touching. Let me just talk about me, because I won't speak for any other person. People will be touching me. I remember 2 girls, they would like touch me, put their hand in my, my privates, like touch me, sexually harass me. But every time they would tell me to now come to their room, I never did. I always run away, and they will always punish me when they see me. So this went on for like 2 months, and I didn't have a school mother at this time. It went on for like 2 months. I didn't even know what a school mother was. I really was just trying to survive each day. During break, they would come and punish me because I didn't come. So they would come to my JSS1, carry me to go and wash the toilet. There's a toilet. If you know federal schools, there's always toilet that is outside that is probably dilapidated and nobody uses it because of how spoiled it is. Because of how spoiled it is, nobody uses the toilet. So it's those kind of toilets that will come and carry those of us that have decided to be stubborn to them, and then we'll go and wash. I washed that thing severally, and it was so disgusting, my God. There was dried poop on the floor. I'm not even talking about the clothes and the buckets of water that you have to fetch. Like, that's what I came to school to do, to be your slave. And it doesn't make any sense to me why seniors are even given that much power in the first place. Because why would you want to be so vile and wicked to a baby? Yes, you're still a child at 17, 18, but to a baby that just 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Children that don't know anything about their sexuality. Probably in our Nigerian home, my mom didn't talk to me about sex at 10 years old. So I didn't even know what lesbianism was. I didn't know what being gay was. Imagine if I got, what's it called? Imagine if I got, what's the word? Imagine if I was made to become gay. Because that was all I would know. I'm in my formative years, for crying out loud, and you sent me to that turmoil. All I knew there was stealing, wickedness, just evil. And it's crazy, but it's not just my school. Something happened a few days ago that a little boy lost his life in Dowen College, and they came out to say, they had the audacity to come out to say it was just a football match. And his teeth is bleeding, and he can barely walk, and his whole body is in pain. And you dare say it's a football match. That's how negligent they can be sometimes. I recently posted a story on my Instagram, and it really just took me back down memory lane, because after posting that story, if you're not following me on Instagram, you should, by the way. It's Lydia Stanley. After posting that story, I put up a question sticker and encouraged people to share their experiences, which I'm also encouraging you to do right now. Leave a comment down below if you went to boarding school in Nigeria or even in Africa, because I know it happens everywhere. It's not just Nigeria. It's not just Kaduna, right? So if you've had negative experiences, leave a comment. Leave a comment down below telling me what your experiences were, sharing, your experience with me. I'd love to read from you. I'm just going to share the story here with you, just so you know the most horrific one that happened to me, that almost cost me my life. Barely 2 months or a month into the school, because they had not even done our welcome to the unit. They've not even done our welcome there's this stuff they are organized for new students. I can't remember what it's called, but all the just one students will basically come to the hall, and then they will like induct you, tell you about the school, all that stuff. So we had not done that yet. That's how new I was in the school, and I experienced all these things. I didn't even stay up to a term, and I almost lost my life. It was Saturday morning. I remember because every Saturday we normally clean the toilets and general cleaning. So I was assigned to clean the toilets in the hostel. And at this point, I had a school mother. I'm not going to mention her name because she was very kind to me, very, very special. I really, low-key, she's the only fond memory I have of that boarding school. She is the only warm memory I can remember of that school because she would take care of me. I barely had her for a short while. It was not a long relationship like a whole time or a whole year, but it was short. It was long enough for her to make an impression on me. So this Saturday now, after we had finished washing the bathrooms, I had come into the room where I was sharing the bunk with my school mother. And then I was trying to clean my body and dress up. She had gone out, she was not around at that time. Because if she was around, I know what happened would not have happened. So this senior just storms in. Her name was Jovita, or her name is Jovita. I don't know where she is now, but her name is Jovita. Very, very evil-looking human being. Like the image I can remember in my head, she had horns, literally, on her head. Very evil-looking. So she stormed in. She was like, "All the juniors, come out now, everybody come out." And I had just come in from washing the bathroom and having my bath, so I was still tying my towel. I'll not be in trouble, right? I went out, and then she told all of us to line up. We lined up. She said, "I thought I told you to clean the bathrooms. Why is it still dirty? Why is it still dirty? You people are disobeying me in this hostel. You're trying me," or something like that. I can't remember her exact words. And we're like, Senior Jovita, we cleaned the toilet now. We cleaned it. So I'm the one that spoke the loudest. I'm the one that spoke the loudest, so she turned to me. And before I could finish saying that statement, she slapped. You know the kind of slap that they slap you, you'll be hearing, what's it called? Bell. Ringing. You'll be hearing the ringing sound in your ear. She slapped me, and then she pulled me by my towel. So as she was pulling me by my towel, of course my towel will fall because it's not glued to my body. Naked like that, she said I should not touch the towel. Naked like that, she carried me to the toilet. She said, so when she was carrying me on my way now, I was still gathering thoughts in my head. I'm like, no, but we just watched it now and we did it well because we know how strict she is. That is all for nothing. She will go there and she will see that there's nothing there and she shouldn't have been treating us bad. Tell me why she goes on to show me something on the floor, and lo and behold, it was freshly pooped poop. Those kinds that it definitely was from somebody that was purging, so it was not even solid, so you can get the picture. She said, "What's this? Is it not the place people say you clean? Why is it dirty? Who did this then? You will see today," or something like that, like she would teach us a lesson. She didn't even let me tell her that this was not where it was. Obviously, whatever I'm saying from my mouth is rubbish, it's lies. I can't be talking to her. I can't possibly be trying to explain that she came to see a bathroom that she told us to clean and it was not clean. So I have to keep taking breaks because I didn't realize how traumatizing it would be to actually sit down and talk about this. Like, it was easy to type it on my stories, but to talk about it is quite. Should have brought tissue. I should actually go and bring tissue, if not I'll spoil my makeup. There's this pit in our hostel. Is circular. It's wide, but it's shallow. but deep enough for stuff to be burnt inside. So not a wide depth, not very deep. Do you get? So what something that is burning, the smoke is to still be like you're burning it on surface land, but there's a ditch there. And then she tells us to start to run around it. And they had just lit refuse because that was Saturday and everybody had done doing they were done doing their chores, and then they came to burn the stuff. So it was burning, smoke and smell of burning leather, rubber, very toxic. I want you to kind of understand the situation. And she tells us to start running around it. Run, run, run. If you stop, I'll flog you. She held the cane in her hand. The cane was, I don't know where she got this bloody cane from. I remember it being wire and scary looking. Cable, something, one of those kind of situations mixed with like wood. Just things to inflict pain. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's not normal. So she told us to run around. My chest started to pain me because we're inhaling that smoke. Obviously, you're running, your mouth is open, you're crying and begging. Senior, please, we are sorry, we'll go and wash it, please. Two girls that had asthma, they fell down because they couldn't continue running. I don't even remember their names. That's how young I was. I just remember what happened. And I've known asthma because like my family, my dad had it, and then my sister that passed, she had asthma too. So I kind of knew what it would look like. So they had. And they fell down. This girl didn't still stop. Jovita, she didn't still stop. The rest of us were still told to run. When she had had her fill and she felt like, okay, we were dead enough for her, we had suffered enough inhaling of smoke for her. She said, we should come and line up, all of you, line up here. I will teach you a lesson today. She had not taught us a lesson, no. Our lungs that are filled with smoke from running around that place, that's not lesson enough for her. The slap she slapped me, that was not lesson enough for her. So at this point now, I had picked up my towel from the floor when we were told to run. So I was tying my towel now. But other girls had kind of dressed up, so they were still wearing there's this gown, it's called pinafore. It was checkered for the hostel wear. Even though it's not a thick material, it's still quite light. And their socks, like they were covered with a bit of clothing. Me, on the other hand, I still tied my towel and my towel was short. Because somebody stole my big towel. That had Lydia Stanley written on it boldly. So she goes on to start to flog us, one by one. People were shouting, begging her. She didn't stop. I think she gave us like either 15 strokes each or 20 strokes each. I cannot remember, but it was a lot of strokes with that wire on our leg. So she got to me, and I was already very scared. I was like, Senior, please, let me go and wear my skirt. Please. Senior Jovita, please, let me go and wear my skirt. She said, stay there. I still don't know what her aggravation towards me was, but my own punishment seemed to be always extra. She said, stay there. I said, please, 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 please. Because I already knew that if that cane hit me, it was going to injure me, and I was scared of injury. And then oh, Lydia. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go away in my head while telling the story, because if I try to relieve or put myself back in that situation, I'll start to cry again. So I'm just going to tell the stories without any emotion. So I pleaded with her, it fell on deaf ears, and then she started flogging me. I remember when the first wire tore through my flesh, like on my upper thigh, and my calf, all of that area. I was like, I screamed in pain. That was the most painful thing I had ever experienced in my life. I screamed in pain, and all for what? I did not kill anybody. I'm just your junior. Like, that's just all I needed to be for you to be offended at me. Because it's not me that went to poop there. We are not flogging the person that pooped. Probably another senior that messed that place up. She finished flogging me, and I remember falling to the ground because my leg could not carry me again. So I remember falling down like in pain, just to kind of relieve the pain. Just to kneel. I felt it was going to be easier for me to kneel on the floor with my bare knees on the sandy ground because I was still tying my towel. And our matron comes out because obviously all of us had been making a lot of noise, shouting, crying, begging. She comes out, looks at us, and goes away. She saw all our blood-stained bodies from the wire that had torn through our flesh. And she walked away. She didn't say nothing to the senior. She didn't tell us to go. She didn't do anything. And it was normal. They were toughening us up, right? They were making us tougher. We should go through the process. Of course, all juniors went through this. Because mine was on my bare skin, my wounds were I had it the worst, so my skin started to heal, of course, but over the next few days or into 1 week, whatever that was inside that cane, the cane, the wire she used to flog us was infected with something. Nobody knows what it was till date, but that was the origin of me becoming very sick. Like very sick to the point where I couldn't stand. I could barely do anything. And this was when my school mother, God bless that girl for me, like she was always bathing me in the morning. Bathing me in the morning, taking care of me, and just yes, oh. I'm going to try this time around. But she basically took care of me. You know yourself, in case you're watching, I'm very grateful to you because I kept in touch with her. So, and she reached out to me recently. But then I got to, talking with her recently and caught up and stuff. She's married now. I'm so happy. That everything worked out well for her because she was very kind. Got to a point where it was so bad, and then I had to be staying in the health center for 2-3 days. And this was the weekend of the actual day they were inviting. They called us to the hall for our welcome party. So I remember this song. That was the first time I heard it, and that song is tied to this memory. It's by Star Plus. Every time I try to settle down and get a wife, every time I try, na 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 na, every time I try not to make them, she turned and said goodbye. Imagine that, I feel better, imagine that, everybody, imagine that, kilo peko shella, see me to balo, imagine that, that song. That was the first time I heard it, and I remember popping to it on my bed, but I was still very scared because I was the only one in the sick bay. I was scared of the darkness. I was wishing I was there. I was wondering what I did to be here, to be sick in the hostel instead of being out having fun. So the next day, my mom came to pick me because after I stayed in the hospital for 3 days and I wasn't getting better, they called my mom. So my mom came to pick me, and then she was screaming that, that what did I do? Low key, sometimes, I think in the back of her mind, she knew what had happened because she never took me back to the school. So I'm guessing she knew what had happened. But she was like, what did I do that made them flog me this much? It had to be something I did. It had to be me that did something. It wasn't someone else. And with the way my parents were strict growing up, I couldn't even open up to them to tell them actually what went down. My mom just gauged off of me losing weight because I lost a ton of weight. I was a robust 11-year-old, very chubby, very healthy looking baby. I was like 60 kg, 65. So you know how chubby I was, and I was quite tall for my age too. But that didn't change the fact that I was a baby. I think that's why they were picking on me, because I was bigger than the other girls, the other just one people. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't even that big in just one. Anyway, my mom she didn't let me, I basically never had this conversation with my mom. I never told her what actually happened. But she didn't take me back after I felt that ill, and I was stooling blood, you guys. I was throwing up. I was stooling blood. I was peeing. My pee was reddish. I've never seen anything like that in my life after that period. Sometimes I shudder to think what would have happened if she had wasted time coming to pick me from school. Like, if she had taken time, because the health center, they were not doing anything. They just left me on the bed there. I think they were coming to give me tablets occasionally. And I remember the food being very horrible. But nothing they were doing was making me feel better. Seeing this guy's story online, Sylvester, really made me go down memory lane, because all that boy wanted to do was go to school and, learn, become a person formed by society. Because you would hear these stories, right? And people just have somehow chalked it to being the norm. When you go to boarding school, they go chop you, they go beat you, and still in the norms now. And I learned how to steal in boarding school. Because they'll tell me, carry their own if they carry your own now. What's there? Take another person's own. That's how I learned how to steal. And that was a habit that took me years, with prayer and fasting and personal struggle, years to overcome. Imagine people that became lesbians without their choice, because that was the only thing they knew before they could even try being straight. Do you know how confusing it is for somebody to not have defined their sexuality? They are still babies, and you're forcing yours on them. Sending children to school in their very formative years, and they go there and they are traumatized. They go through mind-wrenching experiences, and it's supposed to be the norm. It's supposed to toughen us up. Sylvester lost his life for what? And I'm hearing that they've flown out those ones. Wow. Like, as a parent, I understand the need for you to want to protect your child. When you hear that child killed another child, it could have been yours that was killed, though. It could have been yours. It just tells me loads how much the parents are, who they are. They are people, they are person. They are not good people. And that's obviously where their children learned their evil from. Yeah, I said it. Because if children come from, there's a lot of trauma in Nigerian homes, and even our parents don't know that they're inflicting trauma on us. But there are a lot of traumas in Nigerian homes that children translate into other children, other people that they meet around them. Because you can't tell me that a normal SS2 person will know to give somebody something to drink that will make his teeth start to bleed. That's not normal. You have to have the devil operating in your head. I really want to challenge the bully culture that is happening, at least in my Nigeria, before we start struggling with the whole world, in boarding schools, of children that are not even up to 15, 16. 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 12-year-olds, babies. Imagine the pain Sylvester's mom is in. For a child that she sent to school and paid her hard-earned money for him to be trained. And the school had the audacity. And you know what's crazy? You talk to people about it and they say, it's normal. What's there? It's boarding school now to toughen them up. Like, what's normal about sending a naive child? Like, what's actually normal in sending a child, a baby, that's still in their formative years to go to a school? In quotes, because I don't think I even learned anything. I just kept remembering, how will I avoid this senior from punishing me? How will I avoid this senior from sending me money, sending me to go and buy something without money? How will I avoid... Do you understand? Like, it was basically survival. How is it normal for you to send a child that is in their formative years to somewhere called a school for them to go and undergo psychological, physical, emotional trauma for years? And you say you're not producing broken people. You say you're not putting that child in extreme danger. Yeah, boarding school has its benefits, I agree. Especially for parents that have a lot of kids. It gives you the opportunity to do other stuff. But after what I went through, I already swore to myself, none of my kids, now that I'm married, any child that I give birth to, none of them is going to smell the four walls of a body. I don't care. Even if it's a Christian one, I don't care. Because it's the Christian ones that will be the worst. Religious people sometimes can be the most evil. I didn't say Christians, religious. There's a difference. They can be the most evil sets of people. Low-key, you'll be in a cult, you will not know you're in a cult, you think you're serving God. But that's talk for another day. I really just want to challenge the narrative. I really just want people to really what can I do differently? It's not normal for these children to be beaten like this till they are injured. Parents, the tiniest level of bullying you see your child go through, fight for that child. Let the school know that anything that happens to your child, you're going to bring hell down on them. The tiniest scratch on your baby's body, fight for that baby. And see, I don't care if the person bullying my child is a 2-year-old though. You shall bully my baby, you are getting it from me. Do you understand? I don't care. No. I wish parents would teach their children too how to be kinder, because ultimately children emulate the parents' image. Like, before you tell a child, go and do this, they are going to do what they are seeing you do that stuff with. Like, for instance, you have to heal first before bringing in kids into this world. There's too many broken people going around having children, and you continue the cycle. You continue inflicting trauma on your child. The child can't come to talk to you when they're actually going through life-threatening situations. They are too scared to open up to you because you've not made them your friend. You're being strict. You're being mean. Always shouting them down on them. Reducing their self-esteem. Demoralizing them. Thinking that you're instilling discipline. Discipline them with love. Stop being mean and wicked. Because that's the only thing that they will sponge up. Children are like sponges. That's the only thing that they will sponge up to go out and treat people as. If your child sees you treating like maybe people that are clean as mean, your child will grow that complex in their mind that, okay, I'm better than certain people. They can't talk to me. Who are you to talk to me anyhow? I've seen my father do like this. So who are you to talk to me anyhow? The cycle keeps going round. If we can start by ourselves to, just make our homes more loving. Our new children, like especially us that are the new gen, that newly getting married, newly starting family, planning to get married, just having kids. Like let's break that circle. Let's break that. Let's show our children love. Let's actually develop the relationships we wish we had with our parents, with our children. We can actually change the narrative, but we have to work together. Let me know down below if anything I said today resonated with you. If you have any more contributions to make, if there's a way we can move this forward, because I really would like to see a time where all the boarding schools in Nigeria at least are peaceful enough for people to go to school, not seniors armed with unnecessary power to inflict pain, if not inflict pain on young innocent children. I almost lost my life. I went from weighing 60, 65 to weighing 35, 30. Like, literally, my mom had made me the secondary school I ended up going to, my mom had made me the skirt for it, before I had left for this Zaria that I went to. So coming back now, she now decided, okay, since I already have your uniform, let's go and put you in this day school here, close to the house. I was half of that skirt. Like, if the skirt is this diameter, when I wore it, when people are trying to show their weight loss progress, I was half. So I was split into two in 3 months. In 3 months. So guys, that completes the video. I really wanted to not be so long, but I wanted it to pass a message across. Say no to bullying. Be kinder to someone today. Teach your children how to be kind. Teach them love. Love them. Show them love so that they can learn it. They can learn to be kind to their fellow human being. And flogging in secondary school should really be abolished in all places. Any form of inflicting of pain. And there should be stricter rules on anybody trying to bully in a secondary school, any secondary school. Either expulsion or juvenile prison, something like that. Like, these children that did this to Sylvester, they deserve to go to prison. I don't care if it's juvenile or adult, they should go to prison and think about how they have killed somebody that is just trying to grow. But of course, it's Nigeria. They've already started to cover it up. I really want this boy to get justice. Justice for Sylvester. I really want him to get justice. Maybe it will finally be the straw that will break the camel's back and they'll really implement these rules in schools, because it's enough. It's enough. So many people, that story post I posted on my stories, so many people posted things that I couldn't even post some on my stories. I couldn't post a lot of them on my story because of how graphic they were. People that even up until now, they are still struggling with their sexuality because they were confused from very young. They put in, someone said when he was 9, he just entered just 1. The guys were having sex with themselves and they called him to come and watch them all the time. Do you know what that does to a child? Do you know what that does to a child? I'm going to end the video here. I just wanted to share that story with you. I've harbored unforgiveness in my heart for the longest time against this Jovita girl. Like, I wanted to see her again. If I even see her now, I might not remember what she looks like. Is that crazy? But I wanted to see her again. Like, I wanted to tell her her plan to kill me did not succeed. Like, God saved me from her hand. I didn't die. And low-key clear fighting ring so that two of us will fight, because I needed to beat her back. But I know unforgiveness is a sin, and I keep praying to God to help me forgive her, because, He's a forgiving God and teaches us to forgive. Give this video a thumbs up, you guys, and, let's talk down below. Encourage people down below, be kinder to each other. And I really hope that every one of us that went through traumatic experiences while growing up in our formative years in our boarding schools, that we really find the healing from the trauma that we need, that we really heal from it, that we really, really heal, fully, completely heal, so that we don't pass it on in any way to, our own children or our own generation. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Videos are coming. They are coming. They are coming. They are coming. I have videos planned already. I'm working on editing them now so that I can start posting. So you're going to be entertained. It's not Vlogmas. I'm not promising vlogmas this year because I don't think I'll be able to keep up. I didn't plan adequately for it. But fingers crossed, next year when I'm more settled in my house, I probably will do vlogmas. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'm going to see you in my next one. Stay amazing, butterfly, and remember, you're the change that you will see in the world. So if it's something directly linked to you, your little effort to change it each day will matter. Just be kinder to someone. Teach your child kindness. Teach them to, talk to people kindly. I love you all so much. I enjoy talking and I actually do feel better now. Like, I feel a lot better. Thank you for watching if you did up until now. I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye guys.